But I do
Yeah,
agree with
so
you too about the lore that they left inconsistencies. Like I'm working on a video now that talks about Pike and how there's way more to him than we think in terms of his story and what his actual goal is and his relationship with the sea monsters.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
making it
really
now.
good one. Oh man, I'm excited for that one. I already know what it is and I'm excited for it. Cuz
Yeah, yeah.
you've been cooking up that one for a while now.
I've been cooking at it and like saying, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, you know what? I want to do it. I'm gonna start making like my first ever. This is my first ever lore theory video. But I always feel like people don't know enough lore yet to appreciate theory videos. Like I have another theory that Amumu is Azir's brother, which is
Ooh.
yeah. That one's a little bit more. I feel like there's stuff that I remember I found that kind of makes it where that's not the case. But it would be interesting because Azir did have a brother that was lost, and we don't know what happened to him. It was like during the battle with Zirat, and he had a little brother, and I was like, it could be Amumu, because Amumu is like a long lost king of the Shuriman Empire. He was like a prince, so it adds up. But then I remember finding
Yeah,
something
like
that
just
made me
those two
think, nah.
facts alone could make it very interesting if that does line up, that's very cool. I'd be
Yeah.
behind that.
But see, I just don't know if people know enough yet is the problem. But people like Pike, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it anyways, and I think it's fun, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's very no. Yeah, I think even if people are just like, "Oh, that's Pike from League of Legends," they're still gonna like, want to click on a lore. Because like, look at Dota 2. Dude, there's so much lore in Dota 2, where people will just see a hero that they like and they'll see a cool lore theory about him and they'll watch it just because they know the character from Dota. So it's very possible, just off of the League of Legends fan base alone, that they'll want to watch a theory about Pike. Honestly, just because they'll know the character.
Yeah. But again, that's like another example of what you're talking about, where they left stuff open ended and they didn't really they didn't
Yeah, leave it to the
close it.
imagination.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it also just leaves them more room to write stuff later however they like. It's just it's a good idea to leave stuff like that, like especially like Pike is naturally, like when you just look at him you know this dude's mysterious, and they do that on purpose, and I think they do a very good job at it.
Yeah, yeah. So where do you feel like the lore, like you enjoy that zone of the lore the most?
Oh man, you're talking about like geographically in Runeterra?
Like in terms of a place that you wanted to explore, like you could pick any place on the map you want to explore it, which would it be?
Wow, that's difficult. I mean, obviously Freljord's a big one, right? There's a lot going on in Freljord.
Yeah,
And I
and I'm
hope
leading to something. That's why I'm
Oh,
asking.
okay.
There's
That
something to do
being
with the
said,
lore, but go ahead.
I hope we don't explore Freljord till later, because they need to do it justice, and it's worthy of late game content. It's not something you see at the beginning because there's way too much ultra powerful, godly stuff going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Second would probably be Bilgewater, just because just aesthetically, Bilgewater is really, really cool. And the fact that it's so close to Shadow Isles and those two are so closely connected means there's a lot of dark, mysterious stuff going on in Bilgewater. It's very exciting to explore that. And I think the city will do it justice. I think the city of Bilgewater will be really cool in the MMO. And then,
Yeah.
of course, Bandle City. But I mean, like, I don't even really see Bandle City for a while, honestly. I'm not expecting it to be on launch.
So, out of the places that you picked, right? You didn't pick Piltover or Zon. You didn't pick
No.
Ionia. You didn't pick
No.
Demacia or Noxus. You didn't pick
No.
Targon. You didn't pick Shurima. You didn't pick Ishtal. You picked Freljord and you picked Bilgewater in its relationship to the Shadow Isles.
Yeah.
Freljord and Bilgewater, I guess, kind of does go hand in hand with the Shadow Isles, are two of the probably most mysterious places in Runeterra. You could make an argument for Ishtal, but Ishtal is a little boring. Ishtal is a little boring. Like at the end of the day, Ishtal is a jungle and vines will eat you. It's like, it's cool.
Yeah, exactly. I'll go into Ishtal kind of knowing where the mystery is. You know what I mean? The mystery is in the wildlife of the jungle. And there might be some other magic-y stuff going on there, but it's not going to be nearly to the degree of Freljord or Bilgewater Shadow Isles.
Yeah, but the other places, like even Targon, people have already been all the way to the peak. You know what's up there. You know the Mirai territory of the water around, and you know what's deep down there. But when it comes to Bilgewater, there's something about the ocean around there that we don't really know. There's a ton to do with the Shadow Isles that we don't really understand. There's
Yeah, you feel like you're gonna meet a lot of interesting characters there that are not
yeah,
going to just be like you're not gonna be able to get a read on anyone in Bilgewater. There's gonna be a
yeah,
lot of variety there, a lot of different people that you're gonna know nothing about, that you're gonna have to slowly uncover. And I'm
exactly.
excited for that.
And so the places that you gravitated towards on the map were the places that you said, I know the least about. And that's
Yeah.
something that needs to be recognized, is that there needs to always, that's one of the problems with the MMOs too that I see today, is that they need to explain everything. Everything needs to explain, everything needs to be justified, everything needs to have a purpose.
Hmm.
But sometimes you just need to like let things go. Like it would suck if, when I have this theory about Pike, it would suck if they just told us this versus I feel like they've implied a lot
Oh
with
yeah.
Pike, but they never said it explicitly. And everything that he does now is almost done like you have to wonder who's doing it. And that's what makes Pike a cool character. And that's why you gravitate towards these zones, because you don't know, you want to know about them. And so that's something they have to
Yeah.
like continue on throughout the MMO. And it's not easy to do.
Absolutely, dude. Like I didn't even bring up how excited we always talk about Camivore. I feel like more than any other zone, we bring up Camivore a lot, and it's
Yeah,
because
we
we
like
don't know
Camivore.
anything about Camivore.
Yeah. I wonder
How much we
when we
talk
go
about it,
there.
we know little to nothing. Yeah, and I feel like it's inevitable, right? We'll go there at some point, hopefully in
Oh
the
yeah.
MMO. And
But
oh
I
man,
wonder when
when
we
we
go there
do,
how
I'm
it's gonna
so
be.
excited. Yeah,
Like,
dude.
are we gonna go there or just be in shambles? I mean, it's been a long time. I understand
Yeah,
Viego destroyed that place, and by the time uh wow, what's the new dragon's name?
Smolder.
Smolder. By the time Smolder left, like it was already destroyed. You know, there was really nothing left, and his mother was venturing farther and farther to hunt. But it's been what, like thousands and thousands of years since then? I forgot how
Yeah.
old is Viego. How
Oh,
old
Viego's
is
very.
Viego? Yeah, a thousand years ago. I feel like in 1,000 years, it shouldn't be a ruin anymore. And that's one of the things that, so you had the Sentinels of Light event, and that's one event that I would like to see made not canon, honestly.
Really?
Even though like I like the idea of the Sentinels of Light, actually no, never mind, because it does set up Viego and Camivore, which I like. So I want to keep
That's
Sentinels
what
of
I
Light.
was
Never
thinking.
mind.
That's the only thing I like about them is what they do to Viego.
Yeah,
Like the Sentinels themselves, yeah, I don't care about, to be honest. Personally, like their
yeah,
stories just don't, like the characters don't appeal to me personally. But
yeah,
I love Viego, and I love that they set him up in Camivore.
yeah. I I think keep that, and I like that they set him up in Camivore. I do like the story of Senna and Lucian. I think that's like a pretty cool story. Like Lucian just kind of losing his mind and going all the way to the Shadow Isles on a boat to just fight Thresh is insane. So I thought that was cool.
Mhm.
But the thing about it is like they did show a little bit of it, and it was still pretty destroyed. I would like it to be that it kind of is different. Like it's the dragons have kind of
Yeah,
taken
like
over. There's
yeah, I was
Camivorian
gonna say
people
that,
like,
like new life is there.
yeah, I don't want to go
There's
back
still
to a
maybe
wrecked
like
city.
ruins, or it could just be like,
Yeah,
it could be like remnants of the city are still there, but
yeah,
they're now inhabited by other people that are slowly like rebuilding things. And yeah, you're right. It's been so long now that it's just gonna stay like a dead wasteland forever. Nobody's gonna go there from that other
yeah.
continent.
Not
Like,
everyone died, and there's like a whole
yeah.
continent there. I would think that people would expand into it, and I'd like it to not be where all the Imperial dragons are dead either. I don't know.
Oh
That's
yeah.
kind of what I want to see when I get to Camivore. Is like it has changed in the last 1,000 years.
I completely agree, dude. All right, I just had a thought, total kind of pivot, but like
Okay.
I don't know about you, but one of my favorite places in World of Warcraft, in the entire world of Azeroth and World of Warcraft,
Okay.
is the ruins of Lordaeron. Right, when you stand in
Mm,
the throne room where the prince killed his father, the king, and you
yeah.
see the blood stain on the ground where his crown rolled after he got killed, after he got
No, I
ran
agree.
through with a sword. One of the coolest places ever. I cannot wait till we go to the Shadow Isles and we see the remnants that destroyed Pool, where Viego set his wife down to
Yep.
revive her.
The blessed
Little
waters.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like just to see that empty pool all destroyed, ruins all around you, and you know what happened here. That energy, dude, it's so good. So for stuff like that, when they show the history of Runeterra just in the environment, I can't wait for stuff like that. That alone has me so excited just thinking about it. And you know Shadow Isles is going to have all kinds of stuff like that. So I mean, hey, we will have runes, but they'll be in the Shadow Isles. I agree. I hope Camivore kind of takes us away from that and more into new life taking over.